Hi! Hi everyone! I am Rebecca from ChemKnits, and I wanted to pop on today to wish everyone a happy weekend, but also tell you that the ChemKnits Creations Etsy store, my shop filled with all of the yarn that I've dyed in the videos that you guys love to watch, I'm having a sale this weekend. It is a free shipping sale. So this weekend, if you are located within the domestic US and you spend $50 or more in the ChemKnits Creations Etsy store, you can get free shipping with the code SUMMERFREESHIP. And I have a link in the video description and the iCard that will automatically apply the coupon code to you. You can also find it in the chat in the video description. But I figured that since now is a time when people are starting to think about what they might want to make for the holidays, that it would be a good time to show off a little bit of my inventory and give you guys a little perk. So if you order this weekend, and basically if you order, it amounts to, I think that you can hit the shipping minimum with 2 skeins basically, and then then the shipping will be on me, so that way I can get the yarn out to you quickly. There are a few exclusions. The ChemKnits Hanukkah sampler can't be combined with any other inventory. There are options in that will qualify for free shipping, or if you're going to order 2 of the smallest one, that would qualify for free shipping as well. But because that is shipping out in November and the other stock will ship like tomorrow, or I guess Monday, because tomorrow's a Sunday, that can't be combined with other listings. And unfortunately, this doesn't apply to international orders either. And if you have one of the Patreon coupon codes, I think Etsy only lets you use 1 coupon code at a time. Oh, fun. Yeah, I'm sorry. Maybe someday I'll be able to do some international international perk. I do have plans for other things in the future, but I can't. International shipping is harder for me to swing. But let's see. I wanted to go through and pull out some of my favorites that some of these have been in the shop for a while. Well, okay, this one is pretty obviously one of my favorites. It's a dip-dyed broken violet. I have this in a couple different yarn lines actually that are ready to ship right now. Only I think 1 of each, but the 2 yarns that I will do dyed to order are is this dip dyed broken violet, which I consider one of my signature colorways. And what else do I have? So this is I have it roughly organized with, like, I've got sock yarn down here, worsted weight. I've got some super bulky, I've got some cotton. Here's this gorgeous cotton gradient that I did. The cotton is in their own category. So and I think that with cotton I've got from sport weight through worsted. I think there's sport DK and worsted weight, hand-dyed cotton yarn. And yeah, that you won't find in like the worsted or DK category. That's its own separate one. Oh, I guess I do have some fingering. Here's some cotton fingering in this beautiful multicolored colorway. This one was from Dye Pot Weekly number 60. And yeah, and I'm working on getting new stuff ready. Oh, here's another cotton that I love. This one was this was from Cellulose Week, I think, and it's Attempting to Speckle cotton yarn with dry tulip one-step tie-dye powder. So on all of my yarns, as you can see, they've all been featured in past, and some of them might still be from upcoming videos. I wonder if there's anything that hasn't been published yet that's currently in the shop. Not entirely sure, but anyway, all of the yarn always comes on the tag. It has the video and the date the video was published. And you can also see some information about the video in the listing itself. And so that is pretty fun. In the last update, I actually added some of my hand spun. And so with some of these, like this one, not only did I dye I dyed this roving in, oh funny, I dyed it in an early Dye Pot Weekly episode, but then I also spun this one in a live stream. And so that information would also be on the listing. But on the tag, I decided to put when I spun it. But then that would link to the dyeing video. And then this one, I think that this roving was done in 2 videos. So where I think I did snow dyeing, and then I over dyed it in sort of a braid to get this colorway. And then I spun it. I really enjoyed doing some of the spinning. Oh, this bulky weight one, this was from the Sock Blank Special. I hand crocheted a blank, and then I painted a random pattern on it and unraveled it, and it gave us this beautiful speckled wonderfulness. I even have I do have a yarn caking service, so that way I can wind the yarn into a cake like this for you. This one has already been caked. This one I dyed with wine. Sometimes people ask about that, but this one I dyed it with Merlot, and it gave us this rich sort of warm brown is the color that we ended up with. But I think this is the only one in the shop that is currently in a cake form. Yeah, and this is one from like a pre-Dye Pot Weekly. I think most of the rest of these are from Dye Pot Weekly or later. Let me open up this guy. Oh! And there goes my crates. I had stacked them on their sides so that way I could show it a little easier. I have some of these matched sets. Most of the matched sets that I have are from the Sock Blank Special. And so I think this was one that I painted. This was a stamping and stenciling, but it ends up being a random assortment of these broken violet and non-broken violet speckles. And then there are, this is the one, eek, don't fall yarn. This is the one that I did, I stenciled birds onto the blank. And when I do have, with the yarns that were dyed as blank form in the shop, I should have a picture of the blank before I unraveled it, and then what the yarn looks like on the Nitty Knotty, so you can get a sense of the progression of color. But that's another one of my absolute favorites. And, where is... Okay. I'm like, can I get this out without dumping everything? Okay, this is a skein of Galileo, which is another one of my absolute favorites. It is 50% merino, 50% viscose from bamboo, and it takes up dye beautifully and has a really lovely sheen to it. It actually looks a lot like Paragon, which is a wool alpaca silk blend, just because of the shine. And so if I didn't know, I twisted it. If I didn't know from just looking at it which one it was, then, because, they're my babies, and even without the labels, I can, I know how I dyed them, but yeah, looking at the Paragon, the bases themselves look similar. And so let's see if I can, all right, I'm gonna write this. Let's see, another base that I have a fair amount of, and I believe, yeah, this is some Swish DK. And this is a really, really beautiful, beautiful variegated colorway with blues, yellows, and greens. And there's some hints of some warmish red speckles in here. And funny, okay, this was a leftover dye one, and actually I need to write its episode on there. So I'm going to leave that out because sometimes, yeah, I was like, oh, it's missing its episode. Oh, here's a bright one. Was this the, this was the Let's Dye Some Yarn Live, and the orange is so bright that it almost gets blown out on the camera. But it's I think this was the Broken Peach. And so we've got this pink, deep pink orange, and it goes all the way through to, it's still bright, but it's a pretty pumpkin-y shade. It would match with the pumpkins on the vine. I'm trying to show, because like if I hold it close, it gets just blown out. Oh, this is a gradient. This is a pre-Dye Pot Weekly. This is it was a Wool of the Indies bulky, and it's just a green gradient from this like pale green that is close to the bare color all the way to a medium grass green, and is fun. And if you guys ever have any questions over like any of the yarns from the shop, you can, like, I'm happy to take a picture of it like untwisted if that's something that you would like, and I'm happy to do that on request. But if you have questions about the actual dyeing of the skeins, then it's better to reach out to me like through a YouTube comment or on Facebook versus the Etsy store, just to sort of keep the teaching and the shopkeeping a bit separate. But yeah, if you're just tuning in, I'm just going through some of my favorites from the shop. Oh, I wonder where my fade friend. Ah, here they are. Uh-oh. Oh, here they are. Okay. Yeah, in the shop I do have one set of 300 grams, and it's this speckled fade. We've got sort of these black, deep purple black speckles throughout, but then some pink, and then a mixture of purple, pink, and blue, and then blue. And I might, at some point I might break them apart into just 3 different listings. I think you can't get the subtle quality of them very well on. I've got more light in my studio. Oh yeah, I'm up in my studio today. Back here I've got like personal stash, and I've got like bare roving, and this is roving that I've dyed and I need to spin, and then my palette collection. Yeah, so all of these are filled with yarn. But I do keep the shop stuff separate. So I've got 2 of these. This is some gloss fingering weight yarn, and it is 30% merino, 70% merino, 30% silk, and it's got gray and then over dyed with purple, and there are 2 of them, but they're not a set. You can buy just one, but I am just, it always catches my eye when I am peeking at the yarn. And oh, this is another one, and I don't know, I can't remember if this video, has this video? No, this video hasn't come out yet. Okay, check this one out. It's this variegated yarn with all these sections of pink, from like a light, it's almost a cream. It's not quite the bare yarn color. There's a little bit of tone to it, to then blush, and then this deep sort of rose, and it's very dusty, and I am obsessed with it. Let me show and twist it to just show you more. So it's a non-repeating colorway, but it's got the tones are just lovely. I think that if I had wanted to, I would not be able to mix this color again, because this was one of those, I had a leftover dye bath and I used it, but I think that the colors are just beautiful, and I think it would be able to become a lot of very, very fun things. But anyway, if there's no questions or anything, that's just a little look into some of the stuff that I've got in the shop. There's a lot there. We've done a lot of videos this year. But also there's still slots available for the ChemKnits Hanukkah sampler. As I said, that can't, 2 of the options for that I guess would qualify for the free shipping deal right now. The other 2 would not, and you can't combine it with the other inventory because of the way that the shipping works. But there are slots, and the pre-orders for the limited edition 100 gram skein that you can add into your sampler, that's gonna end sometime in September. And I'm not sure when pre-orders for the rest of the sampler will stop, but you can find more details with that all at the shop. There's links to the shop, you know, in the description and the iCard everywhere. And so I hope that you will check it out and consider bringing home some of the yarn that's been featured in my dyeing tutorials, and therefore it sort of helps, it sort of turns into new blank supplies to become new videos. So it's just one of the, there's many, many ways that you can support the ChemKnits Tutorials YouTube channel, but this is a particularly fun way because you can bring home some yarn and then curl up and knit with it, or crochet or weave, and watch it get made. And so I think that, yeah, I think that that's fun. But anyway, the coupon code is SUMMERFREESHIP for free shipping on US domestic orders over $50. Yeah, I wish that it could apply to international, but there are a few more details and stuff that you can find at the ChemKnits Creations store in the shop announcement. But also feel free to reach out with any questions. And oh, the sale ends tomorrow, Sunday, August 19th at midnight Eastern Time. So if you want to take advantage of it, don't wait too long because it's just for this weekend, and then shipping fees go back to normal. But I hope that you guys are all having a fantastic weekend. And I'm now about to, these things aren't in the shop, but I need to go film the recap. Oh, nope, I'm not on camera yet. Recap of the yarns that we dyed in the recent live stream. And so that is my next project. But I hope that you guys all have a great day, and I will chat with you soon. Bye, everyone.